Welcome back to Geometry, section 1.5, segments and angle bisectors. So where we left off last time was angles, and I taught you how to spell it. Very proud of that. Alright, now look in your book on page 34. And so bisect just means cut in half. Bi means two, sect means cut. So if we bisect something, we cut it in half. So let me find which pen I want to use here. This one. Okay. So here I have a line segment AB, and if I put this point exactly in the middle, C is a sector bisector. It is a segment bisector. It's cutting it in half. And how we show in geometry that things are the same is the lengths of line is we draw the same red line through them. So this red line means that these two are the same. Now, if you are colorblind, I've had colorblind students before, it's difficult because a lot of this book and a lot of geometry is based on color because it's an art kind of class too. So just let me know if you are taking summer school with me right now that you're colorblind, and I will make sure that I always explain colors with words if I need to later on, especially when we get to chapter 7. You're going to need to let me know if you're colorblind, but I'll try to, just for anybody who ever watches this, I'll try to remember to explain everything with words and not just the colors. But anyway, that little red line, what that means is that those are equal. Now, those are considered, with our lawyering, this is considered true. That if these two lines are there, that these two things are the same length, and it's a given is what it's called. This will make more sense. The more you do it, it'll start making sense. Alright, if you look at our drawing lab we're going to do, on the bottom of page 34, it is showing you how to use your compass and a straight edge to bisect a line segment. Okay, so there's this thing called Euclidean geometry, and he was a guy a long time ago who showed that you could draw any shape you need to in geometry if all you have is your compass and a straight edge. Now, a compass is not like what Jack Sparrow had trying to find the black pearl. It's not that. It is the thing that looks like this. I had one in here. What I do with it? Here it is. I have a bad one here. One you should not have. You should get one better than this. And I own a couple of better ones, but for some reason this is the only one that's in my geometry kit right now. Kids. Alright, so it's this thing. This is the compass. And what you do with it is you draw circles. You put a little this in the center of the circle, and you go around like this, and you draw circles. But you can do your straight edge by taking, you can exactly bisect it by taking this thing, put the pointy end on A, draw a little swoosh up here, and then draw a little swoosh down there, then put the pointy end on this side and draw a little swoosh here and a swoosh there, and then if you use your ruler and line these up, the X's, it will go right through the exact middle. So that's one of the drawing labs you will be doing, is using this thing, the compass, not Jack Sparrow. Alright, the next idea is finding the midpoint of a line. So this is the midpoint of a line, but we have a formula where we can do it mathematically. So this is a lot like the distance formula. They're always taught at the same time, distance and midpoint, and it's found in your book on page 35. So in the coordinate plane, I have 2 points. This would be x1, y1. This would be x2, y2. This is the y-axis. This is the x-axis. These go on to the theoretical infinity. All right? If we have these 2 points, let's do it with something real. We'll say this is x2, y2, and this one is 4, 5, 6. I'd say that's about 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 6. Oh, that's not very good. Let's just pretend that one's 5. And let's pretend this one's 1. Which I want some different numbers there. Okay, another thing. See how I just draw little hashes and make up my graph paper like that? I don't want you doing that. You do all of your graphs on real graph paper. No making up stuff on your notebook paper, okay? Get yourself to the store, get yourself a pack of graph paper. Usually, I used to be able to always find it for $1. Now it's gone up. Maybe $2. Worth your education. Alright, so here's our line between these 2 points. And we're going to do the midpoint formula. The midpoint is an average. Do you remember averages from pre-algebra when you learned mean, median, and mode, which is so confusing because they all start with the letter M. Couldn't we have picked better words for this? But a mean is an average, and how you average something is you add up all the numbers and divide by how many you have. Well, I'm going to add up my numbers and divide by how many I have, and how many I'm going to have is 2. So first I'm going to add up the x's. So I'm going to do x1 plus x2 divided by how many I have, which is 2. And then I'm going to have y1 plus y2 divided by how many I have, which is 2. And that point, with this being the x and that's going to be the y, is going to be the midpoint of my line segment. It's going to be in the middle. So x1 is 2. Oh, I should sing substitute. 2 plus 6, x2, divided by 2, and then 1 plus 5, divided by 2. 2 plus 6 is 8 divided by 2, which is 4. And then 1 plus 5 is 6 divided by 2, which is 3. So the point that is halfway between this line would be at 4, 3. So that's the midpoint formula. It's pretty easy to remember if you just remember it's an average. Now, once again, I have a program that will do it for you. If you don't have it because you didn't have me for Algebra 1, then you need to come by my house and I'll give it to you. Let me know you're coming. I might not be here. Alright, so that is what's on page 35. I want you to practice those. And if you have the program already, practice the program too. Make sure you're getting the right answers with the distance formula and the program. Okay, and the program. And the midpoint formula. Alright, turning your book to page 36. Okay, so the next thing we are going to be allowed to do is to cut an angle in half, and that's called bisecting it. Okay, let me erase this real quick. Whoop, whoop, whoop. More fun with sound effects. Okay. Looking at your book on page 36, you can see where they are using just the compass and straight edge to draw little squishy marks and bisect it. So you'll be doing that for a drawing lab. And to show, here is an angle, and we'll pretend like I've bisected it. To show that these two are the same, they will use a red little line. Those 2 red lines mean these 2 angles are equal. They're not in reality. We have to pretend that I got the same measurement. Now, let me show you what I got. Isn't this fun? Oh, I forgot I had this. I can measure angles on the board now. So that one is 35, and this one is only 30. I could tell that this one was bigger. If I had really bisected it, it should have gone through 35. But isn't that fun? I had a student give that to me. I also have this one that can draw circles, but I'm not very good at it. I draw sort of bad circles. Alright, let's see. So bisecting angles, you're going to practice that. So if this angle all the way across is 120, what would one of them be? Well, if it's bisected, it would be half, wouldn't it? So one of these would be 60 and the other one would be 60. Alright, so bisecting angles, pretty easy. Alright, math is fun. See you later.